Imagine for a moment that all of recorded history, everything we know about technology and civilization, is just the surviving pages of a massive book. Now, imagine someone ripped out the middle 1,000 pages, burned them, and told you to guess what was in between. That's essentially what happened to human technological progress, and the piece of lore we're talking about proves it. Because 2,000 years ago, someone built something that shouldn't have existed for another 1,400 years. This wasn't just a device, it was a ghost from a timeline we missed. And once you understand what it is, you realize how much of the ancient world remains utterly, terrifyingly unknown. The year is 1901. Sponge divers are working off the coast of the small Greek island of Antikythera. They discover a Roman-era shipwreck loaded with marble statues and bronze artifacts. But among the debris, stuck 100 feet underwater, was something unassuming. It looked like a calcified lump of rock and corroded bronze. Nobody paid it much attention at first. It sat in a museum storage room for months. But when it was finally X-rayed, that lump of rock began to scream a story that shattered our understanding of history. The X-rays revealed not a statue fragment, but an insanely complex clockwork mechanism. This was the Antikythera Mechanism. Dating back to roughly 100 BC, it was composed of at least 37 precision-machined bronze gears, far thinner than a dime. Stop and let that sink in. 37 gears, interlocked, meticulously designed, 2 millennia ago. The level of engineering required to design and build these gears, cut accurately with teeth barely a millimeter long, was simply astronomical for the period. What was this ancient device for? It wasn't a clock, it was a calculator, a staggering analog computer designed to track and predict astronomical movements. It could calculate the positions of the sun, the moon, and the 5 known planets. It even tracked the precise timing of Olympic Games, using complex mathematical cycles like the Saros cycle to predict solar and lunar eclipses. This was the pinnacle of mechanical engineering. And here is the true mind-bender. We have no evidence of anything remotely this complex being built anywhere in the world for the next 1,400 years. Think about that colossal gap. The craftsmanship seen in this shipwreck relic vanishes entirely from the historical record. The precision machining, the advanced mathematics, the differential gears, all forgotten. The next time we see mechanics of this complexity, it's in the sophisticated astronomical clocks built during the Renaissance, many centuries later. It's like finding an iPhone 15 in the ruins of the Roman Forum. If one device like this survived, how many thousands of other astonishing scientific achievements were created and then systematically erased from history? This mechanism didn't spring from nothing. It implies a vibrant, specialized tradition of instrument making, a university-level understanding of mathematics, and sophisticated workshops capable of mass production. This was likely the peak of Greek scientific endeavor, a knowledge base that relied on libraries, academies, and centuries of accumulated data. And we know exactly what happened to that knowledge base. It was systematically dismantled, eroded, and tragically burned. The transition from the classical age to the Dark Ages wasn't just a political collapse, it was a technological blackout. The Antikythera Mechanism is the single physical artifact that confirms our deepest historical fear, that humanity lost centuries of hard-won progress. Imagine the medical advancements, the architectural methods, the other mechanical wonders that disintegrated into dust or were used as kindling. We often look back at the Greeks and Romans and marvel at their statues and columns, but this machine forces us to acknowledge their minds were capable of something far more profound than we ever gave them credit for. They were on the verge of an industrial revolution, 1,800 years too early. The question isn't how they built it. The question is, what else did they build? So next time you hear about ancient lore, remember the Antikythera Mechanism. It's not a mythical beast or a magical spell. It's a terrifying piece of evidence proving that human history is far more fragile and discontinuous than our textbooks suggest. We are not always climbing upward. Sometimes we peak, fall, and then have to spend 1,000 years climbing back to where we started. If you enjoyed this journey into the lost timeline, hit that like button and let me know in the comments, what other piece of ancient history do you think deserves a closer, mind-blowing look?